दशनस्थ भक्तिवेदांत परपोतो मज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे दीपाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So Kardama Muni is giving his final conclusion. Atha bhajishye. And the conclusion is that yes, I shall accept the hand of the chaste girl Devahuti as my wife. Sadhvim means a chaste girl. And I will associate with her yavat tejo bibriyat atmano me, till she begets a child. Ato dharman paramahamsa mukhyan. And after that I will take up the path of paramahamsas, which is devotional service, total dedication to service to Krishna. And this path is spoken by Shukla Proktan, Vishnu himself, and Bahumanyevi Himshan. And it is free, this path is free from envy. So this is his final conclusion. This may look like an anti-climax for the materialists. Till now they are listening to a wonderful story, a brahmachari practicing in a small hermitage on the banks of a wonderful water body, Bindu Sarovar, and then comes the emperor of the whole kingdom, and then he says, yes, I am going to offer my daughter to you, and she is highly qualified. She is beautiful, having all good qualities, and on their own they are coming to the brahmachari and then asking, yes, I heard that you are willing to marry, so I want to offer my daughter to you. And Kardama Muni says, yes, but with a condition. This condition is an anticlimax. Normally, if let us say a boy is in a hut, some hut in a basti, and then suddenly one call comes from some billionaire and say, we want to give our daughter to you. It's like, generally the stories end there. The end will come, and then everybody thinks from there on everything is very nice. Things are okay like that. So Kardama Muni, he knows the reality. He is saying, I am not going to live like a householder and then go on with this life till my last moment. And he is mentioning that condition right in the beginning, so that there is no a different kind of an expectation from the girl's family. He is saying, I will be there as a gruhastha, I will execute my duties, but as soon as she begets a child, I will immediately leave and practice paramahamsa mukhyan, the process which is followed by the highest, the greatest human beings, the most perfect human beings, and that is paramahamsa mukhyan. And so why is it that Kardama Muni is wanting to practice this? Because manye avihimshan, it is free from envy. The goal of this human life is that we should somehow become free from the envy towards other living entities, envy towards this world, and ultimately envy towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, Vishnu. This is the human life. In the regular married life also, we see there is envy and competition in the families. Particularly in Kali Yuga, this envy and competition among these families has reached a pinnacle, and then there is no peace and happiness in the society, simply because of this comparison, competition. One is full of envy towards anybody who is progressing in this life. So outside people, in the normal, the conditional living entities, they feel envy by looking at others' prosperity, others' growth. But if somebody can be very happy, undisturbed by others' growth and prosperity, that is freedom from envy. But that is not easy to reach that level unless he has a complete understanding of what is happening in this world and what is happening and who is he, and then how can I reach that kind of a stage of life. It is not easy. It's a process that has to be followed, and that process is generally followed by paramahamsa mukhyam. And that process is described by Paramahamsa Samhita, which is known as Srimad Bhagavatam. So, people, they do not understand the value of this human life. The Shastras are declaring that this particular form of life is very special and rare. Although it is temporary, it has one beautiful qualification, that it can give us spiritual salvation. One can advance in his Krishna consciousness, and then he can put an end to this cycle of birth and death. It is a mistake to think that in the next life I will have a comfortable life. One can become a ghost, he can become a witch, he can become an animal or a bird or an insect. If somebody meditates on coronavirus too much, he can join the corona family, himself as a virus, and then eat up the human society. These possibilities exist. These are not theoretical. This is a very dangerous world, and even smallest mistakes can force us into abominable species. And the laws of material nature are very strict, so there is no guarantee. If one wants to, one has to take advantage. Whatever time is left in this body should not be used for pointless, meaningless activities. One has to spend every moment of his life in developing his Krishna consciousness, his attachment to Guru and Krishna. Jai Radha Govinda. Attachment to Radha Govinda. So this is the only goal. That's why the whole society is always organized, and everybody is in the mood that yes, I have to perfect my life. The whole organization of the society, the family units and the brahmacharis, all divisions of the society, they are all geared up with only one goal: how we can perfect our life in this very life, in this single human life. How can I perfect myself? Otherwise, there is no such guarantees exist here. It's a risky world, particularly Kali Yuga, very risky world. Risky in the sense we are dealing with a society which is naturally godless, and then one has to make progress in such a world. So that requires paramahamsa samhita. One has to take shelter of a paramahamsa and the Paramahamsa Samhita. So that's the Kardama Muni is very clear in his goal. He wanted to marry because he knows that this is the wish of the Supreme Lord. Lord Kapila, he is going to appear into this world, and he is so fortunate that Lord Kapila chooses Kardama Muni and Devahuti as his parents. So he is playing his role as a father, the would-be father of the Supreme Lord Kapila. This is the this is his duty. So Prabhupada is saying one should beget the children responsibly. So the Vedic life is a life of responsibility. Whether he is a brahmachari, whether he is a gruhastha, whether someone is into vanaprastha or sannyas, it is a life of responsibility. And brahmachari's responsibility is that he has to build character and good qualities. Good character, then good behavior, and good and beneficial words. This is the responsibility of the brahmachari. We have to learn this when we are young. And then at the age of 25, one can take a call whether he would like to continue and then head towards Paramahamsa stage, or he would like to take up the married life, but that is also full of responsibility. It's not that there are so many rules and regulations in brahmachari life, and then in married life there is all freedom. There is no regulations, there is no rules. Looks to be very, that's a free life. I will have a lot of opportunity for doing whatever I want. That is a mistaken life. Grihastha life is even more responsible. And the important responsibility is that one should beget children very responsibly. Prabhupada is saying one should not beget children like cats and dogs. Prabhupada has mentioned there are two categories of children. One category is he should be an amsha, a ray of the Supreme Personality of God, like Lord Kapila. And such exalted personalities, they descend in order to teach the human society what is the ultimate goal of life. That is, and the other category is that an exalted acharya or messengers of God, they descend into this world. These parents, they pray to the Lord that please send your intimate associate so that there can be an auspicious movement in this society. Prabhupada is giving the example of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So he is also in the Grihastha Dharma, but he is Paramahamsa Mukhyan. He is a Paramahamsa. And then he prayed to the Lord Chaitanya, to send one of his intimate associates so that the message of Lord Chaitanya can be spread all over the world. And by hearing his prayers, the Lord has sent an exalted associate, his Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, when Bhakti Siddhanta was born, when the mother takes him to the lotus feet of Jagannath and the Ratha, immediately there is a garland on the transcendental body of Jagannath falling on to the body, the tender body of Bhakti Siddhanta, gives an indication to Bhaktivinoda Thakur that he is the associate he is waiting for. So this is the pleasure of the parents when they see that the child is such an exalted devotee. There is one more scenario Prabhupada explains, that the parents are Krishna conscious parents, and if they beget a child, they should ensure that the child is perfected in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada is using one interesting word here. It's the responsibility of the parents to see that the child will not get one more mother. In this very life, he should return to the shelter of Krishna. There is no more birth, so there is no more mother and father again. This is the goal of human life. How not to enter into one more womb is the dilemma that the only human being can resolve this. So it's a very responsible life. In Vedic life is about all these responsibilities. Nobody was fighting for rights. It is my right, it is my right. Why my rights are not being fulfilled. In US there is a case filed by one daughter on the parents. What is that? Without my consent, they have given birth to me. She goes to the court and they win in the court. Parents had to pay some $1 million or something like that. What is the case? She goes to the court and saying, without my consent, they gave birth to me. This is the life. And then there are children, they're filing cases on the parents that my father and mother, they're giving away money to all this dharmic activity, Krishna conscious activity, so I will not have any money with me, and after all, once he dies, all the money is supposed to come to me only, but now only he is giving away all the money. So they are going to the court to restrain his father and mother that he should not do any dharmic activity so that the money can be left with the left for the children. There is one famous industrialist, Singhania, and he handed over the business and everything to his son. Immediately his son kicked him out. And then Singhania is saying, my valuable advice to all of you is that, yes, you can give your property to your children, but only after you die. While you are alive, don't give anything because they will not take care of you nicely. So this is the kind of dynamics that we are seeing. People have no sense of this responsibility. That's why Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, both the parents and the children are not trained up. They have no training. They have no goal in life. They have no understanding that this human life has a certain goal, a certain target to be achieved, and that target is nothing material. It is nothing material. It is the mission of human life is to develop spiritually. Until and unless one develops attachment to Krishna, Vishnu, his life becomes simply a waste of time. Bhagavatam declares dharmasvanishta pumsa vishvakshena katasuyaha notpadayad atiratim swayam shramayeva hi kevalam. One may do his duties very nicely as a gruhastha or as a student and many other ways. He may do very nicely, but then if he doesn't develop little taste for hearing about Krishna, then shramayeva hi kevalam. So wherever one may be, one has to see how much attachment is developing for Harikatha, how much attachment is developing for Harinam. Then one can understand whether he is making advancement or not. Otherwise, he may do many things very sincerely, systematically, with great discipline, and he may achieve many results. But shramayeva hi kevalam, if he doesn't develop any attachment to holy name and pastimes of the Supreme Lord. This is the verdict. So one has to ensure that his time is properly utilized, and then he becomes a servant of Prabhupada's mission, Lord's mission. One should be eager that he should be part of this mission, and one should also be eager that he should contribute more and more to Prabhupada's mission, Lord's mission. But this Vedic life as it is may not be possible in this age, but the principles have to be followed. One should not remain in the householder life simply for the sake of some enjoyment. One should devote more and more time for pushing on this movement. Both husband and wife, they should take care of the children in such a way that they also become devotees, and at a certain point of time they should fully dedicate to the mission. They can remain where they are, but they should fully dedicate themselves to the mission. Otherwise, simply living in an environment of envy, competition, comparison, one will spoil his life. Because of all this, a jiva continuously desires, I want to be better than somebody else, I want to be exceeding somebody else, and this kind of a desire will again oblige him to take one more body, and then the cycle repeats. So that's why one has to ensure, if somebody has an opportunity to dedicate right away, he should immediately do so. And if he is not so fortunate, doesn't matter, after some time he should do so. Whenever possible, as soon as he hears this message, he should dedicate, immediately start spending more time in spreading this movement. And what is this paramahamsa marga that is given? The practical marga that Prabhupada has given is simply serve Prabhupada's mission of spreading the message of Lord Chaitanya. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he desired a son who can do that. And Prabhupada is saying, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is now preaching all over the world through his bona fide disciples. You see the vision of Prabhupada? Prabhupada is seeing that it is Bhakti Siddhanta who is doing everything. Bhakti Siddhanta is the one who is preaching everywhere through his bona fide disciples. So similarly, we should always know that it is Prabhupada who is doing everything, all the preaching, all offerings to Krishna is possible only through Prabhupada, and then we are assisting him. So without having any proprietorship, doership, one should act as a menial assistant to Prabhupada in his offerings to Lord Chaitanya and Lord Krishna. This is the consciousness. These subtle points devotee has to understand so that he doesn't fall for this envy and then progress nicely in the paramahamsa marga given by Srimad Bhagavatam. Any questions? Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.